It's me! What's up, guys? This is Dekon Reighn, and I'm here today to do something a little different I haven't done. I've kind of taken a long hiatus from doing anything on YouTube, as I'm probably sure you realize, or maybe you didn't. I decided I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want on this channel. I'm a big fan of horror movies, and just movies in general, not just music and just games. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a, kind of a, what I got this haul for DVDs and Blu Rays and such. Actually, this time, I went through and did some more DVDs this time, because I've realized, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but a lot of movies that were on VHS haven't even been brought to DVD. Some of them have been brought to DVD, but they haven't been brought to Blu-ray yet. I went out and found some movies. Some of these probably will never make it to Blu-ray. I could be completely wrong. These are some of the more recent DVD purchases that I got. If you haven't heard of this, it's called Playa Zombie Mutant Zone. It's actually the second in a series of 3 movies. It's kind of like Bad Taste meets, I don't know. They compare it to Peter Jackson a lot, and I can totally see why, because some of the humor in it is just ridiculously funny and just wacky. But it's actually a really good movie. I mean, if you're into schlock, you know, it's like over-the-top gore. Some really creative deaths in this, too, so when you get this disc, it actually comes with the first movie, which was just called Playa Zombie. It's really fun. I really like it. I think it's, you know, if I had to give it a score, I don't even want to just give scores, but I'll just say for schlockiness, kills and deaths, and just weird humor, this is a really good buy. But I got this for like $4. Can't go wrong there. Another movie that I got, I just watched it recently. It wasn't all that amazing, but it is really weird and just kind of unique. It's called Zeram or Zeram. It's about this space girl who comes down to Earth to bounty hunt some murderous biomechanical cyborg slash whatever. It's got some of the weirdest stuff in it. It's got like 3 main characters in the whole story. This is a really weird one. Odd taste. I actually picked this up for $12. I don't know if it's worth that. Another movie that I actually have already had, but I did just watch recently, and I thought it should come to the forefront a little bit if people haven't ever heard of it. One of the movies that has always stuck with me is this movie called Miracle Mile. But yeah, this movie is pretty awesome. This is made in the 80s. Oh, 89. It has some pretty big name actors for its time, but it's basically about this guy who falls in love with this girl, finally meets her. He oversleeps through his alarm clock when he's supposed to pick her up at like midnight at the diner that she works at. And he gets a phone call when he shows up at 4 o'clock in the morning from some random guy in a bunker who's freaking out. And he thinks it's like a prank phone call, but the guy's talking about dropping bombs and nuclear war is gonna happen. We're gonna get kicked back a half hour, 45 minutes or something like that. But it's actually quite a good thriller for those who are fans of nuclear war. It's one of the very few that are actually worth a damn. There's other ones, but this one's pretty good. I don't even remember how much I picked this up for, but I just wanted to put it in here. Another one, of course, without, you know, I don't really need to explain this, but I went to see this at the theater twice. I think it's actually a pretty good adaptation of Deadpool. If you're fans of Marvel and you don't know about Deadpool, pick up a comic, watch the movie. You'll be pleasantly surprised either way. Another 80s movie, because I'm a huge 80s fan, is Cherry 2000. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, this is Blade Runner, but not really. It's more like Mad Max meets Blade Runner, only because it's about a guy who falls in love with a sex bot. And this sex bot breaks when he's like making love to it. And crazy. I mean, you don't see any real sex or anything. You know, it's intended. It short circuits. He has to go on this adventure to find a working part. He takes out her memory and tries to find another bot because he's so in love with it. And he meets Melanie Griffith on the way, early Melanie Griffith stuff, because it's from 1987. But this just came out on Blu-ray not too long ago. Excellent buy. I actually got it on Amazon for like $15. Prime. So check this one out. I found this before I got the others. This is Zombie 4. This is technically one of the sequels to the Lucio Fulci collection of zombie movies. He did not direct this. directed by Claudio Fragasso. He did do Nightmare City, so I do know that. Nightmare City is another movie I own on Blu-ray as well. This is actually okay. There's like 3 of them. As a matter of fact, because I was like, you know what? I sold those like a long time ago. I don't even remember why, but I picked up the pack, which is 3 of the movies, which as you can see here, Zombie 3, Zombie 4, and Zombie 5. Zombie 4 was After Death, which I just showed you. The second best of the 3 here. And then Zombie 5, The Killing Birds, is just fucking ridiculous. I don't even think it really, I mean, it's a zombie film, I guess, very loosely. It comes with 3 discs in here. I picked this up for like 15 bucks, only on DVD, but it's super awesome. I actually like Zombie 3, which has some fucking killer artwork, probably better artwork than the movie's worth. For fans of zombie films, you know, it's actually pretty damn good. And I believe he actually directed the 3rd one, Lucio Fulci, Joe D'Amato from Beyond the Darkness, and then of course Robert Vaughn. But it's actually not bad. Zombie 3 is good. Zombie 4, okay. Zombie 5, horribly whatever. I mean, 80s movies, you can't really do too much wrong because they took everything so seriously back then. So also, they were having a sale at Zia Records, which is a local store, trade-in place, and they had this on the Mustache Day, and it said Django Unleashed, so I was like, oh, I love the Django series, the original, and even in the new movie, but I like the originals more. It's a spaghetti western collection, so it has The Boot Hill, Trinity Rides Again, Johnny Yuma, and Sartana versus Trinity. I believe it was $5 used, and they even gave me an extra $1 off. And because I shop there pretty frequently, they gave me a half off. So I pretty much got this for like $1.50. 3 movies, $1.50, spaghetti western. Even if just one of them's good, that's perfectly fine with me. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say what those movies are like, but I figured I'd give it a whirl. Also, another movie, zombie themed again. This is a movie called Junk, directed by Atsushi Muguruza. I'm not too familiar with him. This is the widescreen edition. I believe I got this for 12 bucks, brand new. This one was actually surprisingly good. It's like an action, one of those joke action Asian films with zombies thrown in and kind of like a ghostly woman who's like the head of the zombies or something. Not too bad. It's got some surprisingly good gore and some funny moments, but it was like 12 bucks. Probably find it for cheaper used. Another one is called Hell of the Living Dead. It's had actually a couple of different names. It's also known as Virus, Night of the Zombies, Zombie Creeping Flesh, but I've always known it as Hell of the Living Dead. From Bruno Mattei, he did Rats, Night of Terror, Emmanuel in Prison, and the SS Experiment Love Camp. But this is his zombie one. It had sort of like a surprisingly City of the Living Dead feel to it, the zombie head, you know, because that's like the exact same picture of the head, if you notice there. You'll probably recognize that. Not the most amazing film. It had power plant, something leaks, nuclear facility, and then everybody turns into zombies. It's kind of crappy, but it's kind of a gem. And of course, you know, I want to pick some of these up because you never know. Who knows? Sometimes these movies, you never see them again. So this one, the next one I got here, it's called The Dark Power. And it has Lash LaRue in it. I'm not too familiar with him, but he did a movie that was called The King of the Bullwhip. It's kind of like an Indiana Jones spaghetti western kind of, you know, feel to it. Apparently, he's returned to the screen for this film, and after nearly 30 years to portray the whip-wielding Ranger Gerard. I'll read the back here for you. I haven't seen this one yet, but it looked kind of cheesy fun, and it's in widescreen, believe it or not. A group of unsuspecting college co-eds move into the house on Totem Hill, a cursed place where 4 Toltec sorcerers buried themselves hundreds of years ago, alive. On the coming of the evil days, the ancient demons arise to feed on the living. Now only one old ranger with a whip fashioned out of materials from the 4 quarters of the world stands between the girls and the mystical zombies from the past. The first of the 2 films from writer-director Phil Smoot. I got it for $5. Can't go wrong there. And this one is considered the Korean Blade Runner. It's Natural City. Now this is pretty well shot, almost identical to Blade Runner in a lot of ways. Not 100%. It's It's kind of like a modernized version of it. Basically, this guy has kind of like the Cherry 2000 story. He basically falls in love with this robot who's like a companion bot or whatever. He falls in love with her, but these bots have a lifespan and they slowly die. He's like a cop. I believe he's a cop. It's been a while. And she's soon dying. He can't think of living without her. So he goes and tracks down somebody who can basically try to take her brain and put it in like someone's body or transfer memories and stuff. It's got a lot of surprising action and gore and stuff in it. Actually not bad at all. If you're a fan of Blade Runner and you enjoy, you know, some Asian cinema, this has a really good twist. And if you can get a copy of this, I got this for like $3. I couldn't turn it down. But yeah, that's it. That's basically my little vlog on some of the new DVD haul that I have here. If you guys like this and you want me to do more, please like, subscribe, comment, whatever it takes. That shit really does go a long way. Thanks for coming by. I'll try to share more and more of the DVDs that I get as I go, because I do collect quite a bit. And I'm actually going to be building a new wall here with a whole bunch of shelving that I'm going to build myself for like $40-50. And maybe I'll upload that too. Thanks again. Thank you so much for watching, and take care, guys. Happy fucking movie watching.